Thank you so much, Mrs. Kukura, for this insightful conversation. Now we will tackle a very important topic, especially for us Gen Z, preparing the workforce of the future.
Absolutely.
So AI is already automating tasks that seemed stable like 5 years ago. So let's be direct. Which sectors are most at risk and which ones are more resilient than we might think?
I think knowledge work across the board is being disrupted by AI. I am hopeful that this disruption will be sort of a temporary readjustment, and like other general purpose technologies in the past, AI will create many more jobs that we can't even conceive of today. Before, when transportation was only by horseback, you could never imagine a career of being an Uber driver or a taxi driver, or even a job that you had to commute to work every day, something like that. So I think there will be many more jobs in the future. And as humans' relationship with knowledge changes, I think knowledge work will be very different. There will be sort of different expectations about how time is spent, different processes and roles that humans play versus how they use AI and sort of information systems in their day-to-day. But I think right now and for the next few years, knowledge work, especially at the entry level, is very much being disrupted. So I think that the way, and I think we'll talk about this more, but students and sort of early career people need to go in with that understanding that this is a time of disruption and transition, and the job market is very challenging.
Absolutely.
The knowledge work that you may have done the past few years or that you will do over the next few years is going to look very different than what it might look like in a decade. But any work experience and really understanding organizations and systems and people, and having exposure to and access to technologies to understand how to work with them and have them sort of enable and augment you is going to be very helpful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So there is an ongoing debate on what education should look like for our generation, like more STEM, that stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, more technical skills, more coding skills. But is that the full answer, or there are other things that are essential to be taken into consideration?
It's a great question, and something I've been thinking about myself. I did my master's degree 6 or 7 years ago is when I started it, and it's a different world today. So if I were going to do a master's degree or even an undergraduate degree today, I would have these same questions about what to study, what are the skills that are going to be most useful and transferable. And it's challenging because of what we were just talking about with knowledge work, and particularly technical knowledge work like software engineering at the entry level. A lot of that is already being done by and being done better than humans by AI. So I don't think that means that it's not worth learning, but I think that the parts to focus on are a little bit different. It's about understanding the systems that underpin these models and this technology. So for me, I'm not a technical person. I was not a woman in STEM. Maybe I could say a woman in STEM policy, but the most useful classes that I took in graduate school were about analytic frameworks and systems for understanding really the world and policy, but also AI. I realized that a class that I took where we learned Bayes' theorem and decision trees and game theory and econometrics, that's actually kind of how AI works, is these kinds of equations. And that's been weirdly useful in thinking about the policy around them. So I think having this sort of basic technical or systems level understanding of how the technology works is very helpful, because it allows you to understand what it is good at, what it is maybe not so good at, and where it is going. I also think being able to understand how technologies intersect and where they might be going in the future is very helpful. But then I think that the real skill that will be essential in this next phase of workforce transitions is being able to be a skilled generalist. So to be able to learn about something new, to learn a new ecosystem, a new environment, a new industry. And the thing that is essential there is to be able to understand the rooms that you're in, understand the contexts that you're in. So systems understanding of a workplace, of a company, of a sector, of an industry, of an innovation ecosystem. It's those kinds of skills and understanding, and especially of the people within an organization that I think help you really navigate workplaces with ease and with skill. So understanding systems of technology, understanding systems of organizations and societal systems more broadly, I think is, to me, the ingredients for success.
Thank you so much for the trick. So concretely, for students who are based here in Tunis and want to build a strong career in such high-paced and technology-driven economy, what are the 3 first steps that you would recommend or advise them to take?
Another great question. I think that the steps are probably a little bit different for everyone, but I think the most important thing in a career is to develop relationships. So that is mentors, who are the people that have careers that you admire, that can help guide you, while recognizing that the trajectory of a career today is likely to be very different from something that a mentor or advisor may have experienced. For me, I would not have had access to or really the chance to do the jobs that I was able to take without professors that I developed a strong relationship with in grad school, that they were my advisor. I was a teaching assistant in their classes, and they've been very helpful in helping navigate and advance and even think about my career. So I think having advisor relationships, and then the other kind of relationship that is essential is peer relationships. So your network, really developing that while you're in school, while you're in early career is the most impactful thing you can do, because it helps you understand what the different kinds of jobs and opportunities and kinds of careers and career paths are. And while you're all starting out early career, you're all growing at the same time. And before you know it, these people will be doing amazing, incredible things in fields, and you'll realize that there are so many intersections with the kind of work that you're doing, with the things you care about, with the systems you work in and around. So I think your network of peers is incredibly valuable, as well as those advisor and mentor relationships. That was 2. So I'll give you one more, and that is really building a curiosity for and eventually an understanding of technology, and really experimenting with AI tools, adopting them in various parts of your life. I think that not ignoring AI, not pretending it doesn't exist or isn't a thing or is useless, but really experimenting with, staying curious about, and trying to see how it can help you level up. So can't forget about the people. Those are fundamental and core to your career, both in the advisor way and the peer way, and then technology to help you sort of level up your ability to navigate your career as well.
Thank you so much. That was very insightful. Thank you. So skills, education, career pathways. Now we have a much clearer sense of what our generation needs to build. But beyond the tools, there is the question that many of us carry quietly: how to behave, how to decide, how to stay grounded in such high-paced and high-pressured environment. So that's the question of leadership. And that's the question that Ahmed Maqnin, Chevening alumnus, a holder of a Master's of Science in FinTech, will use to close this episode.